Now, I live on the East Coast, and right now it's getting close to 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm getting ready to go to the gym. And out of habit, I'm checking my sports app, and the app that I have is the Score. And on the news section, the first thing I see is a deal between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks. And as I'm reading this report, I can't believe the players that were involved in this deal, and I'm literally shocked. I can't believe it. I'm a big time Los Angeles Lakers fan because LeBron James plays for that team. So I keep up with the Lakers all the time, and just hearing the sound bites from them, hearing what AD was saying, hearing what LeBron James saying. AD getting traded was the last thing I ever expected, and he was one of the players included in this deal. And we look at the side of the Dallas Mavericks, same thing. The player that is involved in this deal, I never seen this in 1,000 years. The Dallas Mavericks have sent Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis, and it was a 3-team deal, and there was a lot of other factors, a lot of other players, assets in this deal, but the big thing is Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. And I'm reading this report, and the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, and this is what really shocked me. I thought maybe one of these players became disgruntled. I thought maybe Luka wanted out. I thought maybe Anthony Davis wanted out. But after reading what the Dallas Mavericks general manager just said, he said, and to paraphrase here because he said a lot, he said that he believes that defense wins championships. And he said, and I'm also paraphrasing again, he said acquiring Anthony Davis, it gives them an all-NBA defensive player, an all-NBA player. And he said that he thinks he now has a better chance with Anthony Davis on the roster to win a championship this year. And he also said that they are built for now, and they are built for the future. Now, this right here is so crazy to me. This was coming from the Dallas Mavericks general manager. I know Mark Cuban, I know he sold some of his stakes to the team, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I saw him on national television, he said that he is still involved in daily basketball operations. And I'm just so shocked because he always spoke so highly of the team that they had last year that got to the NBA Finals, and he always spoke so highly of Luka Doncic. Now, this right here, I could definitely see why the Los Angeles Lakers would do this. You're getting a 25, 26-year-old Luka Doncic who every single night he is one of the best players on the floor. Almost every single time he's the best player on the floor. He can win you ball games just on his solely individual performances. And we already know every year Luka, he's healthy, he's gonna have his team in the postseason. And with LeBron James and Anthony Davis getting older, and we know the Los Angeles Lakers, they've always had a star. I think it makes a bunch of sense for the Los Angeles Lakers to go out there. We have this opportunity to get this 26-year-old triple-double threat every single night, and you want Anthony Davis. Okay, and I tell you, I love Anthony Davis. When he was a New Orleans Pelican, I always thought he was one of the best players in the NBA. I thought his game was so aesthetically pleasing, both on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. But Luka is a whole different entity. And don't get me wrong, AD is a whole different entity in itself, but Luka is about 7-8 years younger. So I understand it on the Los Angeles Lakers part to a degree. But we get back to the Dallas Mavericks. This doesn't make any type of sense to me, to trade Luka and then for the GM to say that it was a defensive thing because he believes defense wins championships. That couldn't have been. That had to be for the public. That had to be with something to come up on the spot, because that doesn't make any sense. And we look at the last year NBA Finals, the Dallas Mavericks, they had an amazing playoff run. They went through the Western Conference, a very loaded Western Conference, but at the end of the day, the Boston Celtics, they have one of the best assembled teams in NBA history, and they probably had, since the NBA has shifted to this whole 3-point shooting thing. We're gonna chuck up as many threes as possible. They probably have the greatest team assembled for this era, for this style of basketball that they play in. They just have a really good team. So I don't think Luka's defense was the reason that they lost the NBA Finals last year. And I know he was bad on the defensive side of the ball, but the Boston Celtics, you got to give credit where credit was due. They were a damn good team. But Luka Doncic, like I said, he's like around the age of 25, 26 years old. He got to his first NBA Finals. Him and Kyrie Irving had so many amazing playoff moments last year. It just doesn't make any sense. They had two really great bigs with Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. So it doesn't make any sense to me to move on from a player like Luka, especially how beloved he is by those Dallas Mavericks fans. He used to have that arena going. He had that arena going crazy, man. So I can't wait to see the next couple of days, because me personally, I think there has to be more. There has to be more to this story. And we look at another thing I'm thinking about. Could we potentially see the Los Angeles Lakers move on from LeBron James as well? And I think it would be very cool to see him and Luka play together, because they are so similar. But I honestly couldn't see it working given the current construction of the roster. Both of these guys are super ball dominant, and I don't really think they have enough sufficient shooters. The Los Angeles Lakers, enough high percentage 3-point shooters to be for LeBron James and Luka to be successful on the basketball court together, because they're both at their best when they're at the basketball when they have the basketball in their hands and they're controlling everything. It would be pretty cool to maybe see Luka at point guard and LeBron at the 5 in some small ball lineups. Now that would be very fun to watch, but when you run up to a team with a good big, that's going to be very hard to overcome. So, like I said, man, I was literally just got out the shower. I was moisturizing up. I'm like, it's just a natural habit. And I see this, and I'm like, no way it's true. And then I go to my Instagram. And ESPN is posting, and people was talking about it. I'm like, whoa, this is like the last thing everybody in the basketball world expected. Luka Doncic traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. Wow. That is crazy, man. I had to make a video. I had to talk about this. Like I said, I love LeBron. I love the Lakers. This was definitely the last thing I saw coming. But if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, comment down below. What is your initial thought process on this trade? And subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.